If she tricks the internet, she bites the cake. But if she fails, she bites the soap!
My name is Natalie Sideserf, and I make cakes that don't look like cakes. I just spent a week crafting 3 hyper-realistic cakes to put my skills to the ultimate test. I posted videos of my finished cakes alongside the real objects. And then I challenged you to spot the cake. The polls are closed and the results are in. I'm going in blind. I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I do know they're about to decide my fate. The rules are simple. If my cake art is so realistic that you guessed that the real object is a cake, I win and I get to eat my cake masterpiece. But if my cake wasn't convincing and the majority of you spotted the cake, I lose. And my punishment? I have to take a giant bite of the real object. Will I bite into a moist cake or have a mouthful of dusty chalk? Let's see if I fooled the internet. I may have to take a bite of a bar of soap. My nose is gonna smell roses and my mouth is gonna taste... Okay, time to get serious. What's the best presentation of a bar of soap that is so realistic it'll trick people into thinking it's the real thing? Should I include bubbles? You know what? Let's lather this real soap and have a good look at it. Then we can decide. The bubbles would hide any imperfections that would give the soap away. When I blow bubbles into warm gelatin, they look good in the bowl. But once I pour them on the cake, I just don't think they're gonna look exactly like real soap bubbles. And since this cake is gonna be placed right next to the real thing, you're gonna be able to compare the two. I think bubbles might give the cake away. I don't wanna take any chances, not for this one. It's decided, I'm gonna make a dry bar of soap. And it needs to be perfect, like really perfect. My best chance at perfection is to make a mold. What color should I make it?
We surveyed 100 people, top 7 answers on the board. What is the most common color for a bar of soap?
White is the standard color for soap, so it would be very believable. But will people think I chose to make it white because it's the most common and therefore guess that the white one's the cake? But if I make it a rare color, they might think, oh, she chose purple because it's an unusual color for soap and she's trying to trick us. Am I overthinking this? Or am I not thinking hard enough? Okay, I am going to make it pink. Pink is a popular color soap, but it's not quite as popular as white. I think pink is a good color choice, right? Ugh, this is stressful. We're doing it, let's fill the mold. I've never wanted a mold to turn out as perfect as I want it to right now. The chocolate's firm, let's see how it looks. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. The problem is there are some imperfections and bubbles. I have to clean those up because you definitely don't see those on a real bar of soap. And I am doing this by hand. In fact, the rest of this cake will be done by hand, which is scary because handmade elements of a hyper-realistic cake are typically what give it away, because I'm not a machine. That's the nature of handmade art, and what I think makes it so intriguing. But today is different because intrigue is not going to save me from having to take a bite of a bar of soap. The cake is ready. And there you have it, a bar of soap cake. 3 will clean your hands, the other is a satisfying dessert. The results are in. Let's see if I was able to convince the majority of you that this is a real bar of soap.
Hundreds of thousands of you voted across Sideserf Cake Studio platforms, and 42% of you said that the pink bar is the cake.
You!
Please do not attempt to try this at home. Natalie is a trained professional.
Was it? Okay. It's so bad. Oh my god. Oh, don't ever do that. Oh my god. I gotta rinse my mouth out. Oh. The water just gave me bubbles. It didn't even help. It didn't help at all. This tastes nothing like cilantro.
Fans pointed out that the seam on the pink bar is at the top, while it's at the bottom for the white, green, and blue bars. They also pointed out that there's a slight halo or an odd elevation around the Dove logo on the pink bar that looks a bit like frosting or fondant work. Blue was the second most common guess, the logic being that they've never seen a bar of Dove soap in that specific shade of blue before.
There is a blue bar of Dove soap. It's anti-stress. Well, I'm never gonna do that again. This time, I need to make a cake so perfect that it's physically impossible for you to guess correctly. Because if I fail this round, I'm biting into solid wax. I don't want a mouthful of waxy film, especially after that soap. Okay, so what shape candle should I make? My instinct says typical pillar candle, but I made a typical bar of soap last time, and you guys caught me immediately. So I think I should make something a little more imperfect. I'm gonna make one of those food-shaped candles. They're meant to look handmade and organic, so even the real candles will have imperfections. I'm gonna make a cake of a candle in the shape of a donut. This is a great idea, I think. The most important thing to get right is the waxy texture. I'm covering this little cake in golden brown modeling chocolate. It looks good, but to really sell the wax look, I'm gonna try a technique I've never done before. Probably the wrong time to experiment, given the stakes, but I can't help myself. I'm making a mirror glaze by mixing gelatin and melted chocolate. If I dip the cake, it should look like dipped wax. Oh, no.
Fail!
I failed. The glaze dried instantly and it's like glue. I'm keeping it modeling chocolate. It looks good. We're moving on. For the chocolate topping, I'm using actual chocolate glaze. The same stuff that's topped real donuts. Because I think it looks like drippy melted wax. I don't know anymore. My confidence is at 0. That last round broke me. Wait, look at it. Does it look waxy? Actually, I think it does. I'm keeping it. Now I can add a candle wick. This donut needs sprinkles. People are gonna know right away if I use store-bought sprinkles. So let's make sprinkles. Store-bought sprinkles have rounded ends, so they're pill-shaped. Very recognizable. These sprinkles will have a handmade feel with sharp edges. That should help make this cake look more like a candle. Store-bought sprinkles also have a shiny coating on them, but wax sprinkles aren't that shiny. So I'm using royal icing, which dries dull. Let's do it. I'm piping long lines, and once they dry, I'll break them up. This is so fun, and they look good. No shine, no rounded corners, they look handmade. Now we can sprinkle our sprinkles. I saved a little bit of that failed mirror glaze so I can fill the center. A donut has a hole, but a donut candle wouldn't. This fills the gap and finishes the illusion. Will this be realistic enough to trick people into believing it's a real candle? I don't know. The cake is ready. And there you have it, a donut candle cake. I think all three look really cute together. But cute isn't the goal today. I need to win this round. The results are in. Let's see if I was able to convince the majority of you that this cake is a real candle.
Okay, now this round was much closer than the first, and 44% of you said that the donut candle is the cake. That means, Natalie, you lose, and now it's time to take a bite of a candle.
Okay. Hard. I hate it. Go get some water.
Many viewers say they chose the donut because it matches Natalie's cake sculpting style. The cinnamon roll came in second, with people who were convinced that the shading was hand-painted with food coloring. A dedicated group believed the egg was cake because it looked too perfect and therefore sus.
It's not you, it's me.
I've heard that before.
Do you wear clothes or know someone who does? Well, get yourself some more by heading over to sideserfcakes.com. We just dropped a bunch of brand new designs. I'm wearing one right now. The whole cake gang's here. And we have hats for each of the members of the cake gang. I love these hats so much. We also have this cute tumbler of Bop the Boba and fun new t-shirt designs in kid and adult sizes. I'll put a link below so you don't get lost on your way to the store. And now back to the cake. I am 0 for 2. 2 rounds, 2 losses. I am seriously starting to rethink if I'm any good at this. This is the round that I have been dreading. Out of all the objects I was willing to bite today, chalk is the one that makes me the most uncomfortable. Just the thought of that dry, dusty texture scraping against my teeth gives me chills. Ugh. I am just not into the idea of biting into chalk, not at all. If the internet spots the cake this time, I am not just taking a penalty bite, I am living a nightmare. I have got to make this cake as realistic as I possibly can. This is the most important cake of my life right now. If I make a hyper-realistic cake of a stick of white chalk, people will focus entirely on texture when deciding which one's a cake. But if I introduce color into the mix, people will also have to judge if the hue of each piece of chalk is real. Color introduces an additional distraction. A perfect piece of chalk right out of the package is too clean. So I'm gonna make a piece of used chalk. Yes, this is much better. Some corners are rounded, some are sharp. There is smooth and rough texture. This will definitely make it harder to spot the cake. I'm carving the cake slightly smaller than the real thing to leave room for a layer of modeling chocolate. I am having a hard time picking a color. In my experience, light colors tend to show more imperfections than dark colors. Dark colors absorb more light, hiding the shadows, hiding my secrets. I think this blue is a good choice. However, I am worried since this blue is going to be the darkest color out of the group of chalk, it's gonna stand out. I am taking a risk here. Hopefully it pays off. As for sculpting the chalk, if I go overboard and I make it too scraped up, it looks like a prop. I think people will assume it's the cake. I'm aiming for a happy medium. Some rounded corners, some sharp edges, and a lot of focus on every single angle. This looks good, but it still looks like cake. Here is the real blue chalk, and clearly the color is off on mine. The real chalk has white smudges and flecks from rubbing up against the other colors. So I'm using powdered food color to mimic that chalk dust. This is my last chance. If this doesn't work, I am taking a bite of real chalk. And there you have it, a chalk cake. Do you think I got the texture right? Does the blue stand out too much? The results are in. Let's see if I was able to convince the majority of you that this cake is real chalk.
Hundreds of thousands of you voted across Sideserf Cake Studio platforms, and this round had a clear winner. 48% of you said that the pink chalk is the cake. That means, Natalie, you win! Your hyper-realistic chalk cake tricked the internet.
I did it! I get to eat delicious victory cake instead of chalk.
The blue cake was the least picked color, even behind the theory that all the chalk was cake. Some viewers suspected the green chalk because they thought they saw green frosting peeking out. The pink chalk received the overwhelming majority of the votes. Viewers pointed at specific details, noting that they looked like tool marks or chocolatey ridges.
I am genuinely surprised that my blue chalk cake was the least guessed color. My losing streak is broken. Thanks for playing Real or Cake the Penalty Bite. If you like this video, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for another cake.